Yeah, and I guess after the quad shooting, he was kind of hiding out at Jasmine Guy's house.
Yes, yes, yes. Jasmine Guy took, she looked out for him.
Was that someone that he was having a relationship with, or just a platonic friend?
I think they were just friends, you know what I mean? Platonic friends. I think she had a lot of respect. She was close friends with his moms as well, with Jada Pinkett. They was all, they known each other for years. And Pot trusted her. And she wasn't involved in those street activities at all. So he knew that coming to her house would be a safe place. She pretty much looked out for him.
Did you see Jada Pinkett around?
At that particular time, no. In general, I seen her like, when he was in the hospital in Vegas, I believe also, when they had the memorial for him, she was around. She came around, but I haven't seen her during the death row days or nothing like that.
Okay. Now, he gets convicted of the sexual assault situation.
Yeah.
And now he goes to prison. And you're actually going out and visiting him in prison.
Yes, yes. Myself, the Outlaws. Actually, when he went to prison, myself, Edie, Castro, Gaddafi, we all went back to Jersey. Me, Castro, Edie, Doughboy, D-Boy, who was Pac's cousin from North Carolina. We was all staying at my grandmother's house. You know what I mean? So while Pac was in prison, he wanted us close to him. So we was in Jersey staying at my grandmother's house for the whole summer. Gaddafi was with his mother, of course, you know what I mean? And we would take turns going back and forth up north to visit him.
What was his mentality like when he was locked up? Because from what I understand, the cops really, not the cops, but the COs really hated him because he was so anti-police. He had shot 2 white cops in the South. He had a Black Panther family. And the cops, the COs took it personally. From what I understand, they'd be like, oh, here comes a gangster rapper.
Yeah,
and
I remember
they would just mess with him a lot.
Yeah, I remember they messed him up when he said one time that they called him like a... And he was shocked. He was looking at the other inmates like, what? And they was like, it is what it is. What can we do? We you know what I mean? We inmates. We have no rights up in here. So that messed him up when he was like, you know what I mean? The disrespect from the COs. But Pac held it down. When we used to go visit him, he still was the same. He was joking, you know what I mean? Laughing, joking. He was more focused, of course. We'd come up there, he'd spit some of his lyrics that he was doing, that he was writing in there. And that's the first time I start seeing him like, write on paper, bad boy, scratch it out. You know what I mean? I saw him changing, definitely. And he had every right to do so, you know what I mean? From what he just went through.
Right, because Who Shot You came out while Pac was locked up. And I remember I talked to the producer of Who Shot You.
Yeah.
We were DMing online. I'm like, did that have anything to do with Tupac? And the producer said absolutely nothing. It was done before the situation, everything.
Yeah, but why put it out? Like, why rush to put it out at that particular time? It just wasn't a wise decision. You know what I mean? Either they try to to capitalize off of what Pac was going through. If it wasn't about him, it just wasn't wise to put it out at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and I remember when I was talking to Richie Rich, I guess Pac had written him a letter and said, hey, Suge Knight is talking about bailing me out and I would be joining death row and so forth. What do you think I should do?
Yeah.
And Richie Rich hit him back and said, I don't think you should do it, man. You got the #1 album, you're on Interscope and so forth.
Wow.
And then Pac wrote him back, and at the top of the letter it just said, hey man, this guy's getting me out of prison and I need to get the hell up out of here. So
yeah.
I'm going to need to do what I need to do.
Facts. He had to do what he had to do. You know what I mean? Interscope just left him hanging. Interscope left him hanging. And a lot of people don't know that Suge was trying to get Pac on death row prior to that. Like, he always wanted Pac on death row. I remember seeing an interview where Suge said that they was all in the Interscope building, if I'm not mistaken, and Pac was with like his rated R, his Thug Life homies and Big Psych in them. And he was like, I was trying to talk to Pac then, like, come to death row. And Pac was a hothead. He just stormed out of the meeting. You know what I mean? And Suge was like, then he wasn't ready. So he already knew that Suge he wanted him on death row. You know what I mean? So he made that call and he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, and when he hit death row, it just took off crazy.
Yeah, man. It went to another level. And it was like, him and Suge, that combination was, it was a deadly combination, because Pac needed somebody that can balance him out. And Suge was just like Pac. Like, so Pac say, come on, I want to go knock this dude out. Suge would be like, come on, let's do it together. Like two kids, you know what I mean? Pac needed somebody to say, nah, you the little brother, you the star of the company, sit back here, let us handle the work.
Okay, well, speaking of Thug Life, one of the members, Rated R, actually is in prison right now doing life over a murder.
Yeah, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, he been locked up for, I would say, man, at least maybe 15 years or so, or maybe longer. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? But I spoke to him last summer. You know what I mean? He's holding his head, being positive. We try to bring some attention to his case because from what it seemed like, it was self-defense. One of his big homies that came home from prison from his hood kept trying to push up on him and came to his house, and he defended himself. And the dude died. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a lot of tragedy when you look at Pac's inner circle.
Yeah, bro.
You know, like, for example, I just had, Edie on Vlad TV recently, and he pointed out that he's the last living person from Hit 'Em Up, including the producer, Johnny J. You're the last surviving person on that song.
Depressing, sometimes, to think about that. Because even Johnny J is gone.
Yeah, even the producer.
Yeah, and another record, All About You, because even Nate's not here no more.
Yeah, bro. When I seen that, that's why I called Edie. I was like, I never even looked at it like that. You know what I mean? And Johnny J, a lot of people don't know I did a whole solo album with Johnny J. Like, I was close with Johnny J. Like, he called me one day, was like, Moo, I want to do your album. He produced my album, but then when I became Muslim, I moved to Saudi Arabia, and I kind of like, you know what, I don't want to put the album out. And next thing I know, I get a call a couple months later that, they say he killed himself. They say that, you know what I mean? But God knows it was some like fishy things surrounding his death that didn't add up. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, just look at all the people that are gone. I mean, you got from the Outlaws alone, Gaddafi's dead. Fatal's dead. Big Psych is dead.
Yeah, it's sad.
Rated R is doing life in prison. Pac is dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, man. When you look back, sometimes I look at a picture and majority of the people in that picture is gone. You know what I mean? Big Psych, Gaddafi, Fatal, Pac. It's sad, definitely.
Very sad. A lot of tragedy. A lot of tragedy with people that should still be here right now because none of them are that old when they passed. Or
all of them was young. You know what I mean? All of us is young. Gaddafi, I think when he passed away, 18, 19 years old. Big Psych, 40s. Fatal, 30s. Pac, 25. Most people, they get shocked when they hear that Pac passed away. He was only 25 years old when he died. You know what I mean? And most people, they surprised at that. I think Pac would have changed and matured up and just been a different person, God willing.
Yeah, I mean, the body of work for a 25-year-old is just unbelievable.
Yeah. He was a hard worker, bro.